inflation figures for this month, 3.8%.
Yes.
And we're told that is the lowest.
I thought I was asking you a question, but I think
Which question was that?
You finish making your introduction so that I'll ask you later in the
Okay.
conversation.
It's now 3.8%, which is the lowest in 30 years. You don't know?
Because no, I read that it was the lowest since the rebasing of prices in 2021. So,
But yes, now if you can take the rebase, make your analysis, but in terms of the figure itself,
it is the lowest.
The
in 30
lowest.
years. Okay.
Okay, it's the lowest that we've seen so far. I've seen Felix Ofosu-Kwakye writing something and more or less extolling the records of the NDC in terms of the management of the economy. Giving us some of the records, he thinks that the government of the NDC has been able to achieve in terms of the economy. I will search for that and then we'll look at it. But the real question that we will want to look at is to do a comparison between this inflationary figure and also what's happening on the ground. Okay, so what we will look at is whether or not we've seen stability in terms of prices of goods and services, and then whether for some goods and services we are actually seeing reduction of prices of goods and services. Do you understand? Or we are seeing increment. Okay, because some people also claim that regardless of the figures or the inflationary figures on the ground, some prices or prices of some goods and services are rather increasing. What's your take on this inflation? Because the inflation could be the inflation figure could be abstract if you do not measure it with something quite practical. Inflation dropping to 3.8% economically does not necessarily mean that prices are dropping. What it means is that the rate at which prices are increasing is slowing. Now to 3.5. At a point it was 5 point something. When the government took over, it was 20 something percent. At a point in 2022, it got to 54%. What it meant at the time was that the rate at which prices were increasing in the country were at 54%. So the likelihood is that if you bought something today at 100 cities, the next time you go, it may be around 154 cities. Do you understand?
Yes.
But now it's dropping at 3.5%, which is the average inflation. Now, what that means is that averagely, prices of goods and services are not increasing at a faster rate. They may be increasing at a slower rate, which is 3.8%. But if you were to do nuanced analysis, it's possible that you may pick some specific goods which prices are rather reducing. But you know the inflation, there's a basket they work with. There are certain products they look at. So they put everything in the basket and do an average analysis and come up with the average inflation. But it's possible that even though inflation, which then means that prices of goods and services are increasing at 3.8%, it could be that when you look at some specific products, the prices of these specific products are rather reducing. Do you understand? So that's why I want to make it very practical so that at the point our listeners will join us and help us based on the things they go to the market to buy ordinarily. Your groceries, your food stuff, your items, clothing items, whatever. What are you seeing on the market? Are the prices stagnant? In other words, stable. They are not changing. They are not increasing. They are not reducing. Or you are seeing prices increasing, rather. Or you're seeing prices reducing. What are you seeing on the market? That's a question we are asking you. So I'm sure your answers are ready. In due time, will come to you. But Janice, what's your take on all of these?
Alpha, I think obviously if we are talking about inflation, there are certain things that we cannot dispute. For example, the prices of fuel. We've seen consecutive decline in the prices of fuel over the years. I think from 2025 down to 2026, we've seen fuel consistently decrease at the pumps. Also, I think we've also seen the appreciation of the appreciation of the CD, which means we have a stronger currency now, and all of those things. But then I think the argument that the traders make is that fuel prices have come down and everything, but then utility tariffs have also gone up. So in that case, the production cost is not really being reduced, because what you would have used for fuel, now you have to go and use it to pay tariffs, utility tariffs and all of that. And so the cost of production is still around the same figure. And so if they reduce the prices, they are going to run at a loss. Therefore, they are not going to they are not in the position to reduce prices. However, I think that although the prices have not significantly decreased, and I'm saying this in terms of like the things you buy from the markets, food and everything, which is common to all of us. Although the prices have not significantly decreased, I think they are fairly stable.
So that's what you think is happening on the market. They are not changing.
They are not changing.
Okay.
It's just
what it means is that you can plan, knowing that, okay, if I need 5 kg rice, this is the rate at which I'm going to get it. So it's not moving.
Yeah,
I
think it's
stable.
Fairly stable. And then we can compare this to the post-COVID period, where there was a time in Ghana here where fuel prices were just rising. Every time you go to the pumps, it's a different price, and then it reflected in our markets, right? You saw that you go and buy maybe oil for 50 cedis today, tomorrow you go and it's 100 cedis. The next day you go and it's 150 cedis. And we got to that point where you couldn't really tell what was happening in the market, because prices kept on increasing and increasing. And it got to a point where some drivers had to park their cars because they couldn't buy the fuel.
And some car owners also had to park their vehicles and rely on public transport.
Even if at that time you didn't have a car, you can also attest to how the GPRT also kept on increasing prices. I think, and then from 2025 coming downwards, I don't think we've seen that. I think prices have been relatively stable. Now, when it comes to transport fares, the only problem that we are battling with is from the GPRT and their illegitimate, illegal,
unapproved.
You understand that one is not. That one is unapproved. It is an illegality. But then, if we are being very truthful and honest, I don't think the prices have gone down, but I think they've been stable.
So largely, you think that prices have been stable,
yes.
Even though a lot of products have not seen reduction of prices, but it's not as compared to what we witnessed in 2022, 2023, when prices, practically on daily basis or weekly basis, were shifting, were changing drastically. What you're seeing is based on what you've witnessed on the market. There's a huge stability, which is good for businesses and consumers. What it means is that before you set out to go and procure these items, you have a fair idea of the prices to expect, which is good.
Yes, and I think largely there's some stability in the global market, that you don't see things shifting. But then from between 2020 up until 2026, I think there was a period where the global markets was not very stable.
Because
things kept happening, like the pandemic, like the wars. Everything was just very spontaneous, and that affected the local currency, the local economy, because even up until now, I think some analysts have said that most developed countries have been able to sort of revive their economies post COVID-19, and they've been able to better positioned themselves. But developing countries are still struggling to find their feet after the
Yes,
the
because the
pandemic.
impact was quite severe.
Yes, so I think I still stand by my point that I don't think people can say that, oh, maybe I used to buy this thing at 5 cedis, now I'm buying it at 3 cedis, or I used to buy it at 7 cedis, now I'm buying it at 2 cedis. I don't think people can say that. Maybe for some particular product, you can say that the
it
quantity
depends on
has
the-
increased
yeah.
and you are still paying the same amount.
Yes, but that's practically reduction of prices.
Exactly, but
because
then-
quantity increment at the same price means that more value,
Yes, you are getting,
which then means that
more
you are
value.
getting more for less.
So for some particular
comparatively.
product, there will be
That kind of
that
situation.
kind of situation. But largely, I think it's just stability.
Okay, so
price
if I
stability.
look at the points that we've made, very, very solid points thus far. First of all, the reason why the issues of price of fuel and the exchange rate situation is very key for us in Ghana is because largely we are an import-driven economy.
Yes.
A lot of the things we purchase are imported. So if you talk about clothing, if you talk about gadgets that you may use, electrical gadgets, whichever gadgets you may think about, they are largely imported. Even some of our foods are largely imported. A lot of the rice we consume in Ghana are imported. Do you get the point? What it means is that before that importer goes to wherever he will go to import the items, he will need to convert his cedis into dollars or into any other foreign currency. So if the cedi is now trading against the major trading currencies at say 11 cedis, as compared to when it was around 16 cedis, what it means is that currently that importer requires lesser cedis to get the same dollars that he will have gotten with more cedis around the time that we had that kind of exchange rate situation. So what that means is that you can get more goods with the same amount. So the expectation by many is that if you are going to get more goods at this point in time, as compared to what you were getting previously at the same rate, then there should be a trickling down effect so that now it looks as if you're getting more for the same price. So the prices you'll be selling the products per unit, let's say if it is bags of rice you've imported, if you were selling it at say 100 cedis then, now the expectation by some consumers is that it should drop to say 90 cedis or 95 or 80 cedis, but you may still get the profit margin that you were getting or even more because the exchange rate situation has improved. So there are some importers who are minded to do that. But I must be quick to acknowledge that a lot of our traders don't seem to be willing to do so, especially the local people.
Yes.
As for the foreign companies, if I go to a foreign shopping mall, and I've done it before, I went to Melcom in December. I saw the reflection of the exchange rate depreciation or the exchange rate situation. Because a lot of the things that I will have bought at a certain rate, they reduced. If you like go to Kompo Ghana, they are with us at the mall. It's not like I'm doing advert. I'm just giving an example. Last year, I think, which one did I buy the television? It was around 4,700, 43 inches television. What's the name of the brand? LG. Okay. Now, I checked the same sets, the same television, and it has reduced by close to 500 cedis compared to what I got the last time. So that's a practical example of price reduction of certain goods being sold at certain areas. And maybe I can say, okay, this is not a locally owned shop or whatever. But I saw the price. I've given you the example of Melcom. I've given you the example of Kompo Ghana. I don't know what's happening on the local scene. Okay, I don't know. Maybe our listeners can help us with that. But I'm saying that depending on where you go, and depending on the ownership of the business, you are likely in some cases to see reduction of prices of some goods based on the fact that the city is now doing well against the major trading currencies, most especially the dollar.
I think the problem, Alpha, is with the system that we operate in Ghana, that we don't operate a very structured pricing system. And I think the Minister of Trade and Agribusiness has said that she can attest that the CD has appreciated and that inflation is low and all of that. But then we don't operate a system where they can force traders to reduce.
So some of the traders are reluctant.
You understand? So there's that factor that some of the traders, they are just not willing to.
I think maybe some of the.
Someone also cited an example that in Ghana, let's say milk for 10 cedis. That is, you can't be sure that the same tin will cost 10 cedis in every shop.
Yeah, there's
you can just maybe strike an average.
Yes.
But then you can go to 3 shops and they are all selling it at different rates.
Because we are operating an open market system.
You get
so
it.
Competition is what is playing out.
So I think that factor is there. And then when we talk about it, they will also go and tell us that tariffs have increased.
We'll come to that. Some of the traders, the excuses they will give is that they do not know whether this is sustainable.
Oh no, but I think it is fair that the moment that the price inflation goes up, you are going to increase goods, the price of goods and
exchange rate. You mean?
Yes. The moment it goes up, they increase it.
Yeah. So your argument is that
they don't wait for it to come down. So it is only fair that
when it
be as quick as you are to increase it.
Just like you were. That has always been my argument. But they seem to find all kinds of reasons when there is stability or there is some improvement in some of the macroeconomic indicators. They will give you they can tell you it's not sustainable. They are not sure how long it will last. Some will tell you that, well, we've had to suffer a lot of cost, so this is the time to also break even using this window.
That is not
some of them too will tell you that, well, the government itself, the excuse you give.
Because around the pandemic season, where we were all complaining about the inflation, how prices were unstable, how prices were being increased. I was complaining to someone, the person was in the UK, that, oh, these days what is happening in Ghana is that you go and buy something and then the next day it has increased. And the person was like, over here, it's like that. It's like that. It's the same thing that you are facing. If global inflation is going up, everyone is feeling it. But the only good thing is over here, when the inflation comes down, prices are going to decrease. And we are going to see that, oh, these days we are buying things at a cheaper cost. But in Ghana, when they decrease when inflation goes down, the prices remain the same.
It's a problem. It's a problem that we need to find solutions to. But just like I was saying, the traders, some of them will be quick to say, well, the government itself has increased the cost of tariffs. Water and electricity have all gone up. So as a result, we are paying more for operational cost, etc. But it depends. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the kind of business you are engaged. If you are in the industry or you produce stuff, maybe you can make this kind of excuses. But if, for instance, you are importing largely the items, okay, some of them, you are not heavily dependent on some of these things that we've mentioned. Yes, of course, maybe you own a shop, you pay electricity, etc. But the electricity is not a major part of the production process. Do you understand?
What you produce.
That's what I'm saying. It depends. If you are an largely import-driven business, maybe you go and import bags of rice. The only thing you need in your warehouse is maybe electricity to put on so that the lights, it's not like you use electricity for some production process, because that's what consumes a lot of electricity. Do you understand? So that's what I'm saying. Certain businesses, certain local businesses, by the nature of the businesses they are operating, they should be reducing prices.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But it looks as if we are not significantly seeing that. So that is a problem that I don't know how government can solve it. I don't know how the traders will deal with it. But it's something that, because these same reasons they give, when these same factors are happening on the vice versa, they are quick, just like you said,
Yes. They are
to
going
increase. So why is it that when it's coming down, then you find all kinds of, when you do that, you don't make the consumers believe that it's like you guys, you are always in the business of making profits.
You understand? So
As for the consumer, you understand? When I say this, Mr. Ahmed will say, I'm sure by now he's listening to me. You say, you this every day, you the consumer. But you have to also meet the consumer halfway. It cannot be that the consumer will always have to pay. When there's reduction, he will be giving all kinds of reasons for why not prices cannot come down. But when there's increment, he's compelled to pay the increasing. I don't think
we understand you when you say that you are not sure this is sustainable and that it's going to last. But the point I'm making is, decrease it now. When it goes up again,
so let's use that format. So when it reduces, reduce
it.
When it goes up, don't increase prices when things go up, and give us all kinds of explanation when things come down. I don't think you're being fair to us. And all of you two are consumers in one way or the other. So I'm not too sure you're happy with the system. So that's the issue with regards to...
And already, with pricing systems, I think you have to factor in the instability in the system. So like there's a window that when you are pricing things, you have to gauge that in case things go up by this percentage, I'm still going to be able to profit.
Profit.
Yeah. And in case things are reduced, it's not going to really affect my cost of production and everything. I'm still going to be able to reap the benefits of my hard work and everything. So there's a window. So I think the excuse that you are not certain if this is sustainable is not very valid.
And with regards to even food, because one of the key things that is of interest to a lot of people is the cost of food, to be honest. I don't understand.
Which is why people keep on saying that we are saying that inflation. That is why I started from food. People keep saying that when we are saying inflation has come down, they are not seeing it, because food. When you go to the market, you are still buying rice at very high figures. You are still buying oil at high figures. You are still buying tomatoes at high figures. And so now you begin to question, so the inflation that you people are seeing that in single digits now, how does that affect me?
Yes.
You get it? Because I'm still spending.
Yeah, because if I'm going to buy, and I'll always use the Kenke example, I've not seen any change. Do you know the price of bags of rice?
The minister said it has changed though.
It's not the minister. How often does he go to there, or how often? Which minister? Trade or finance?
One of them. They said that they used to buy, under Akufo-Addo, they used to buy Kenke at 5 cedis on their 7 cedis at their junction. Now it's 5 cedis.
It's the same size, 7 cedis. Nothing has changed though. I don't know for you listening to me. Maybe your joint, something has changed. Nothing has changed though. So the bags of rice. Bag of maize that used to sell around 700 cedis, 800 cedis last year or so. Now it's around 300, 400 cedis.
But then, Alpha, I also think that when we are talking about food, we have to factor in our agric sector. That some of the products that we can farm and harvest in this country, we are still importing them. For example, tomatoes. And I think some farmers have come to complain that for tomatoes like this, we still import from countries like Benin and all of that.
But the CFA too has come down.
I understand, but I think that to be safer,
yes,
you understand, for us to be safe, we should start investing into our agriculture
that is
sector.
That's correct. It's non-negotiable. But I'm saying that even if you're going to make the argument that we are importing tomatoes, it's not just the CD that is the dollar that is depreciating against the CDO.
Once it's appreciated,
the CFA is also doing same, and the euros, the pound sterling are also doing same. So if you're going to the neighboring countries to import tomato, the argument I'm making is that the prices have also come down at that end. Okay, if you're going to buy rice from, I don't know whether it's China, whether it's wherever, because now a lot of foreigners have taken over the market. A lot of these foreigners going to import these rice are going to use the dollar or the foreign currency, and I've seen improvement. So that also affects the rice. So if I'm cooking jollof, if I used to cook jollof and I say, okay, maybe the pack is 100 cedis in 2022, with all of these indicators, with all of these factors coming down, if you're still selling rice or that pack of rice at 100 cedis, you're not being fair. What you can do is to say, okay, I'll still sell it at 100 cedis, but if maybe I was giving you 2 cups, now it's 2.5 or 3. It makes sense because more value at the same price. It makes a lot of sense. But you cannot tell me the price, let's say the price of oil has come down. What do you use? You use oil. You use rice. You use tomato, pepper, whatever, all those communities. Chicken. That one too largely we are importing. Do you understand? So all of these things have come down. How is it that you are selling the same pack of rice at 100 cedis as you were doing it in 2022? That's not being fair. That's profiteering from the consumer. So I'm saying that.
I'm saying cooked rice. Are you saying cooked rice?
Yes, cooked rice.
Okay. But the point I want to make about the cooked rice is the woman who is selling the cooked rice is still buying the bag of rice at the same price. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Are you sure she's buying the bag of rice?
Oil prices are around the same figures.
Are you sure?
Yes. So, like I said, in some areas, production costs have not really gone down like that. You get it? Because it starts from somewhere. If the person
so you are saying bags of rice have not reduced?
Not significantly.
The prices of rice. Are you sure?
Very sure.
Me, I doubt.
Have you bought rice recently?
Yes.
So then give us the figures. You used to buy around what, and then how much do you buy now?
65 kg. You know, at the point it was selling at 100 and something. Now it's around 90, 80.
So 10 cedis margin.
20 cedis.
You said 90, 80.
So that's what I'm saying, 20 cedis, 10 cedis. But you see, there's something we call in economics, economies of scale. If I own a big restaurant and I'm buying, let's say, 10 of these 5 kgs, how much have I saved? Significantly, I could be saving 100 cedis or 50 cedis. Do you understand? Now, not only that, if the oil too have seen marginal price reduction, that's reduction in that area. Now, the vegetables that I'll use, if I've seen marginal reduction in that, that's reduction. So I'm saying that the combined effect of that should reflect in the end product. If the end product, regardless of these factors, both the quantity and the price are the same, then it means you're profiteering. You're not being fair to the consumer. So that's why I'm saying maybe you don't want to reduce prices. I get it. But the kenke, the ball of kenke, the same size. I'm going back to kenke and Banku. The same size. Used to sell at, say, 5 cedis, 7 cedis. The same size in 2026. When the price of bag of maize has come down to 300 cedis or 400 cedis. You were buying it at 700 cedis, 800 cedis. And you were selling me that ball of kenke, that size, 7 cedis. Now you are saying at that same, with all of these conditions,
yes, still giving me that ball.
I can't understand it.
Small
Why?
ball.
So where is the money? Where is it going? It's like you are benefiting. So what it means is that whatever government is doing, at the end of the day, the traders or the people in the middle could be benefiting, but then the masses at the base, who are supposed to also benefit, will not be benefiting. So it means that the effort of government is more or less in vain, because he is doing it for the masses. All of us, you the trader benefit, me too, let me benefit. But if you benefit and you don't let it come down, trickle down, for me the consumer or the final consumer to also benefit, then there's a problem. Do you understand?
I'm really hoping that maybe some traders, especially the food sellers, they can call in and then.
Please, if they are listening, they should call.
Yeah,
They should call and speak from their own perspective.
Yeah, because I think there's something happening. Me, I largely blame those other markets. Because I'm like, especially for vegetables like this, with everything that is happening, they are still. I mean, I don't see significant change. I don't know if you, because I still see that. Oh, if I buy tomato 20 cedis, it's the same thing.
Nothing has
Same
changed.
quantity that I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yes, if I buy onions, it's around the same thing, but just that onion is seasonal. Sometimes you go and they give you
there's
sometimes.
season,
Yeah, but then some of the things they are. Me, I don't see significant, improvement.
So you are saying that
Like
the food vendor may be dealing with prices being around the same, so she cannot transfer whatever to me.
You understand? Because at the end of the day, everyone has to benefit. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
But
because I'm like, Alpha, if before I was going to the markets with say 100 cedis, and I'm still going to the markets with 100 cedis, I'm not really seeing it. I don't know if you understand.
And you're not getting more for the 100 cedis.
You get it. I'm still, when I was cooking in say 2025 with the same 100 cedis, I was getting the same 10 hours.
Well,
In 2026,
say if
I'm
you wanted to cook jollof with 100 cedis,
now I still have to put in a 100 cedis.
and you get similar quantity.
You get it. It means it didn't really reflect. But if I was sending 100 cedis to the market in 2025, and then now let's say with 70, 80 cedis, I can still get the same. Then I can say that prices have reduced.
Okay, maybe what I think is that, just like I've said, there are some of the traders who have reduced prices based on the factors. Some have not. Do you get it? Some have not, which then also reflect in the prices that the consumers will end up buying. Do you understand? So maybe that's another problem that we need to look at. That some people are reducing, some people are not. Do you get it? Now, just like I've given you the example, I've gone to some shops and I've seen price reduction. But I've also gone to my Kenke joint and some other joints. I didn't see anything. So yes, I've experienced both.
Yeah.
I've experienced both. I'm not too sure beverages, for instance, the price of Coca-Cola, I'm not too sure it has changed much.
No, it's around the same.
More than those things. As is almost, there's a problem in Ghana that when prices reach a particular level, it's difficult for it to come down. It's very difficult in some areas. Do you get it? So I've seen some markets that have reduced prices and some have not. So that there's a challenge there. But I still do not agree with the fact that prices for some particular products is at the same level as we used to know it. So the gobe, for instance, that Mark and myself used to or chop a lot of time.
You stopped.
No, I'm still doing it. Even yesterday, 2 days ago, I went there. I've not seen any the cocoa. I've not seen any improvement.
I find that topic to be very triggering.
Why is it
That
tricky?
right now, if I want to buy gobe, Gobe, Alpha. Gobe. If I want to eat gobe and be happy, I can't spend less than 30 cedis on gobe.
Yeah, it used to be the cheapest.
Yes.
It used to be the cheapest option. But nowadays,
there's a moment that
it's
I'm
becoming
thinking
very
of
elegant.
the way that
It's becoming very expensive as well.
in the woman, you see the gobe people, they are lados, small lado. The woman should fetch
She'll do
2 lados and she'll give you some small water. Then she'll say 7 cedis.
She'll give you water. As in the beans.
It's water. It's water above the beans. And she'll fetch it and add it.
Okay.
Say, hey.
Even gobe has
Gobe.
reached. So I'm saying that there's a problem, and we need to find solutions too. For me, I think that there are certain shops that, and that's why if care is not taken, some of the local businesses, especially for some products, you realize that a lot of consumers, in their attempt to be very reasonable, are shifting towards some businesses who you say are not largely locally owned. Because what the consumers see when they go there is that they see that there's some reflection of the economic circumstance on the prices. But when they go to our own, they don't seem to see that. It's a major problem.
Yes.
And it's so, because as a consumer, I'm reasonable. It's not like, okay, we're a Ghanaian or a Ghanaian. At the end of the day, I'm also thinking about my pocket. If I can get 500 cedis reduction at a particular shop, and I'll go to the local person and he is selling it at that, then it means that whether you like it or not, that consumer will go to where he will get the 500 cedis reduction. Maybe the local business person will say, okay, the price at the port has not reduced. We need to also ask government those questions. Why are businesses paying the same import duties? Why are you increasing tariffs? Because you are giving the local business opportunity to give consumer reasons why he cannot reduce the price. So whilst the government is doing well in terms of the management of the economy, there are certain decisions like increments in tariffs, like charging the same duties at the port. It's giving windows to local business to say, we cannot reduce prices because of these reasons. So what we are going to get is that the consumers being reasonable will run towards the foreign businesses, and then the local businesses will continue to suffer. So if you're going to make the environment very, very fair, then it means that you must also look at some of these factors that we've talked about. Because for me, I've gone to a particular business and I've seen that prices are coming down. Do you get it? Let me read this message. It says that, Alpha, imagine we were buying sachet water at 20 pesos. By the end of, he is blaming MPP. He said, Alpha, as for this matter, no one have to be blamed except Nanado. I regret voting for him twice. Because what I know is in Ghana, there's no way people are going to reduce the price whilst it's okay. But this man came and increased fuel, then things, which gave everyone the chance to increase their products, the prices of their products. You mean, just like that. Okay, he said to Alpha, imagine we are buying sachet water at 20 pesos. By the end of their term, it's 50 pesos because of petrol or fuel increment. There's no way water price will come down. Nanado destroyed everything. This is Nana Kojo doing the listening from Bahrain. Nana Kojo, thank you very much for joining us this morning. He's blaming Nanado for the prices that the prices that continue to go up. Okay, we'll open the phone lines very shortly for you to join, but we have 8 minutes to wrap up our conversation. Let's do some brief politics before we come to you. Janice,
Alpha.
you know the NDC is going to have their internal elections very shortly. We are told that in November. It's not that short. It's going to happen in November. But already there are discussions about who is likely to lead the NDC. A number of names have been mentioned. Ato Forson, who is managing the economy, the national chairman of the party, Asidun Ketia, and Haruna Idris, who is the Minister for Education, Julius Debra, who is the Chief of Staff. Very, very strong individuals. Amongst the list that you've seen, who interests you the most? Who do you think will give a very serious competition to Dr. Muhammad Imam? As for the MPP, it's settled. But we are not waiting for who the NDC will choose. And all these names have been mentioned. Briefly before we open the phone lines.
I think the two people that I'm really curious, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but the two people that I'm very much concerned about at this point is Dr. Ato Forson and then Haruna Idrisu, because I think both of them have a very heavy track record behind them backing. That is if they indeed want to go for the flag bearership of the NDC. But I think they are two very strong individuals. Some other people have also tipped Okujeto Ablakwa. I don't know how solid that is, but I've also seen Okujeto.
Yeah.
However, Esiedun Ketia is also a very strong candidate. So I think it is very interesting.
He's a very, very strong candidate, yes. Especially if it's about internal elections. Yes. Don't forget, he has never lost an election. He was the general secretary for close to 17 years. When he contested for the chairmanship, a lot of people expected that race to be difficult. But it ended up very easy for him. He beat Chairman Ofusampo easily. Okay, so...
But then someone like Haruna Idrisu, I'm just looking at some of the things that he has accomplished over the years, and I'm like, he's a very solid guy, because he's been the Minister of Communication, he's been the Minister of Trade and Industry,
Minister for Employment and Labor Relations.
He's been the minority
leader. Minority leader.
Yeah. And then he's currently the Minister of Education.
Yeah, so he has a very good
standing as it is
good
now.
CV. But yes, I mean, I think if Haruna Idrisu becomes, because based on the global info analytics surveys that we've seen of the potential people who can lead the NDC, his name keeps coming up.
Yes.
Now, if he becomes the flag bearer, he will, of course, bring his weaknesses and strengths to bear. For him, yes, he's experienced in government, but he has not been that close to government before. Okay? But looking at some of his strengths, I think that if he becomes the flag bearer, he may weaken Baume's strength in the northern region.
Exactly.
Which then means that he may nullify whatever strength Baume will have, especially when it comes to the north.
Yes.
Because he too is very popular in the north.
Yes.
Do you understand? That's one of the difficulties he will give to DMB, okay? Now, the other thing is that he's generally a likable person. It's like a lot of people seem to like him. Do you understand? Because his growth in politics has been quite significant.
Yes.
He was the youth organizer for the NDC in 2004. He doubled that with serving as a member of parliament. Don't forget that he entered parliament in 2005 at a very young age. And he started politics at a very young age. He was a NUKS president. It was Omane Boama who succeeded him. He was NUKS president and a very popular NUKS president. In fact, at a point in time, he demonstrated against the Rawlings government. do you get it?
Yes.
So he was that popular as a student politician. And then he became the youth organizer for the NDC, became a member of parliament in 2005. And he rose in parliament at a very fast rate. Because I recall he was contributing to debate around 2007, 2008. You remember his popular saying, Adundumbeja. I think it was around 2008 or something. So even in parliament at that young, a lot of times when they go to parliament as inexperienced and as young, they are not very, but he, from the outset, he was firing from all cylinders. Do you understand? And then he became one of the youngest ministers under Rawlings. I think he first became Minister for Trade, if I'm not mistaken, or Communication. I don't know. Under John Mills, sorry. Okay? and then became Minister for Trade, became Minister for Employment and Labor Relations under John Mahama, and now he's Minister for Education. So he has served as cabinet minister since 2009. Do you understand? And then when they were in opposition, he was minority leader. Don't forget that he was one of the reasons why NDC was able to get an NDC elected speaker, even though the MPP were in the majority, even though it was a slim majority. So he worked very tirelessly. And in opposition, your pathway to power is parliament. And he led the minority from 2017 to about 6 years. So his CV is quite strong. You get the point. But maybe his difficulty will be that some people think that he has issues with some bigwigs of the party, especially your Fifi Kwete and Sedun Ketia, because of how he was removed as minority leader. You know, when he was removed, a lot of things happened before that. Sami Jemfi, then still the communications officer of the party, wrote a very long article saying that when some ministers were passed and Nanadu the second term, said that it was Haruna, it was Muntaka who were working in the interest or against the interests of the NDC, and that these were more or less snitches. They have snitched. It was a very heavy kind of situation. So he has some people who don't seem to like him. He too doesn't seem to like them. So I don't know how that will play out. But in terms of competence, you cannot doubt him that much.
You can't doubt him.
I think he's a very, very solid candidate to look out for. And but some people also seem to say that they don't think that NDC will hand over the party to another Nodna
right
after John Mahama. Because they say John Mahama has been in the leadership for almost 20 years. Since Rawlings and Atta Mills. So giving the party to a Nodna again, it will be like, oh, are they not Nesonquan and the NDC? So it's time for them to change. So that's why some people are looking at, okay, Bono, I see him get where he comes from. Or Central Region, Kesela to Forsen. Do you understand? Don't forget that Central Region has always been on the presidential ticket of NDC since 1992. So that's where the Ato Forsen's conversation also is very interesting. Because in 1992, it was Eko, Kensinaka, and Rawlings. Then in 1996, it was still, Rawlings and John Mills as his running mate. Fanti. There was Fanti in there. And then in 2000, John Mills became the presidential candidate. So there was Fanti in there with, I think, Alhaji Mumini also. No, first of all, it was Martin Amidu. And then Alhaji Mumini became the running mate. And then in 2008, still John Mills was there, Fanti, against John Mahama, or with John Mahama as his running mate. Now, fast forward when John Mahama became the flag bearer, guess who became the running mate or the running mate? It was Amisa Arthur. So Fanti was there. And then in 2016, okay, it was still John Mills and Amisa Arthur.
2016.
And then 2016, John Mills and Amisa Arthur when they lost. And then in 2020, so I said John Mills, John Mahama and Amisa Arthur. In 2020, John Mahama, Nana Jane. 2024, the same ticket. So since 1992, there has always been a Fanti person on the ticket. So that's where the Kesela Atuforsen conversation comes in. That if Atuforsen continues with his management of the economy the way it is going, he may also have a chance.
Yes.
Don't forget that he is also an economist. If he does well with the management of the economy and he becomes the flag bearer, NDC think that it's going to be an easy comparison. Okay, Dr. Baumia came to government on the basis of the economy. Look at Keselo Ato Force's performance when it comes to the economy. Who deserves the chance to lead Ghana? So that too is going to be very, very interesting. And he is younger. He's more energetic. He comes from the central region.
Choose more to the young population.
Central region has always been on the ticket.
So
the NDC's race is not going to be easy like that.
Yeah, but it's very interesting.
Very interesting. And then you come to Asiedu Nketia. He is your unconventional kind of politician. He's not some academia. He's a simple politician. He's like a Fienyan more of the time. And he appeals to the grassroots, to the ordinary person. And he has been the general secretary of NDC for 17 years, national chairman over the period of time. What it means is that he has worked his way up to the top. There are a lot of people who are still loyal to Asiedu Nketia. He has a lot of friends in the party. Wherever you go in Ghana, they know Asiedu Nketia. The NDC was seen in the shadow of if you pick, and I keep on saying, for me, if you're talking about popularity within the NDC, after JM is Asiedu Nketia for me. In terms of popularity. Maybe popularity will not translate into vote. That's another matter. But if you're talking about popularity, very known person within the NDC, apart from JM, it's Asiedu Nketia for me. So he too is going to be an interesting thing. Do you understand? Yes. So the people within the NDC, and you have Julius Deborah too, the chief of staff. So a lot of the ministers are working under him. So if he's able to get some of them as his people supporting him, that's also going to be an interesting thing. And don't forget that if Julius Deborah is going to contest, a lot of people expect John Mahama to support him. Because he's your chief of staff, is like your guy, he's your main guy. So why would you leave him to go and support another person? So that is going to be an interesting thing. But for me, I think whoever comes, Bombe will have to work a lot more harder. Ato Force's case is not that is a very strong case. Haruna Idrisu is quite a very strong candidate. Asiedu Nketia himself. So it's not going to be an easy thing. But we'll wait to see.
I've also seen Julius Deborah making some moves.
Yeah, Julius Deborah too is in the mix. So it's going to be an interesting battle. Let's open the phone lines for our listeners to join us this morning with their views. We've talked about prices, inflation coming down, and we're asking you whether it's reflecting on the market. Are prices stagnant? Are they going up or they are reducing? Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello, good morning. Okay, I think we've lost him on the line. Let's see if we can speak to another caller on 0541022318. 0541022318. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Raji.
What is that?
How's it?
No, I don't know because we are the and one day they are to Yenru and the American price in one hour now. Can Ava now got the corner in a mouth. Now, I found on our traffic on the CR at you. Ava now I will be saying evangelist Beja first what you don't know I hold you. Okay, number of calls say the autonomy, you know. I take quite actually call 15 years. 15 years, I say. I know maybe I'm from Alfa now. I know I'm back from the internet buying on all the day now. There are no who are now producers and no one. What to? Who are back from? The other from. As you see, who are by the Yellow, who to the city there? About I'm a dear about. Well, I will organize the bill. Not I open for 2 tire. No more 3 city. Say more 5 city. Okay, to lag be koso. Ama, tana popular 3 city. Kufu adai, they was only test free by the catch as a hen. O say kufu na me to yin. Say open be tire. Say 5 city. Kufu na me betum. Wa wo kasa no, ane kasa say ala na fu na papa kasa kufu na ma na ba fom ama wo. I know no be no eba akofom. Uko be be abatem de no so. Mo mun ka say o ma bibia so dar bia. Bibia no akoso. Ati say de tie na no mu ebega na je ni ka say minister o mu be ga sa propaganda ka o ye na propaganda no mu ye na ama go di o mu to no. Adam da fe ana we kofom abro aba fom aso wo no ado fatraze na odo do no. Oto bro ba mbaga di o de siri sa so do ko to fatraze. Ana wa na aba fom. Aba I don't really kind of crown. Then the Omoya cosmetic in Omoya. That the town will come out. You don't want more than one size.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning with your submission 0541022318. You can also join the conversation. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, Mr. Mensah, talk to me.
Yeah. Alfa, I hope everything is okay.
Yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's like we the Ghanaians, we don't like ourselves. Because if I quite remember, during the lockdown, when you go to Bantama, Gary, people are saying you are too old. They are jubilating. You see, if we love ourselves, we go to church. Some of us will go to mosques. We are under umbrella. But if you look at this pumping this thing that Mr. Techi is saying, we have correct pumping that you yourself always in your car. You can use your power, your strength to pump your own car. In some places, in the Ashanti region, I know some places, since I can go there myself and go, but I don't forcibly go and buy this 80 cedi, 100 cedi for what? You have to be mature because if I could remember, when you go to how do you call opera, the Nigerians they are selling their electrical energy system very moderate. But with the Ghanaians, that's why they were fighting with them and the distance. So we don't like each other. When you go to Lebanese shop, so that we are having Lebanese Syrians and those people, everything is very cheap. Nigerians came here, they say, we call it trot person. They are doing everything moderate. But everyone, car, it's over 15 years, 20. When we are here, they say 70,000. I see this thing. That's why.
Thank you very much for your contribution as well. You can also let me know what you think on 0541022318. Good morning.
Alpha.
Yes, your name and where you're calling me?
Alpha, I'm called Lobonia. I'm calling from Paraku Estate.
Lobonia, talk to me, sir.
Yeah, so what I want to say is that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama performance is beyond imagination. He has performed excellent. There is no doubt that NDC will not continue to be in power until 2042. Because we have the belief that since he came into office, he has brought relief to most of we Ghanaians. Look at prices of commodities has gone down, CD to dollar depreciation has gone down, inflation rate has gone down. What else do you expect a president to do? So if some people are not seeing the good work of Dramama, we the ordinary people are seeing what he's doing, and we in NDC will still make sure that whoever succeeds Dramama come 2028 will continue the handwork of Dramama to make sure that NDC remain in office till 2042, where we don't even think that NPP will come because NPP will come because the abysmal performance of NPP. There is no one who will stand in the ticket of NPP will be able to win 2028 elections. They should forget about it because Dramama whoever succeeds on will continue with the good work. Alpha, thank you for giving me the opportunity and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, sir, for also joining in. Joining the show this morning. 0541022318. You can let me know what you think. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes.
You say Jaboko, the Danish.
Me Adumboko, now say.
Jaboko. You say me, Alfa.
Me too.
Sure. That's the reason why I was sure the biggest show ever Ashanti region because anything beyond maybe a boy Emma. Yes, you're my phone and really a try again. It is Cuba. I'm a player on Commander with the Alpha. Usually, not crazy, like, yeah, that's I did what I issue. Yeah, my minimum mood, the money is only to yes, I'm on our minds of Musica no more penalty. Yeah, the Omeo Margin said, yeah, can be our meeting. But you know, I'm going to say, the former president, I'm from the country, John Roy. The name, you know, is shot by the living Kakan, the issue I'm making anything on fat, your mammy more Ashanti region, or maybe Jan home so more. The union and your my question said that was the reason why I know your myself. Because I didn't know more than anything kind of clear. And the woman class and fancy idea. Yeah, man, your car now. Woman said there's a car. Now, problem in the no car business and war, my new car, and you don't know, my so catch on more portable. And your man, I walk and I can cry and find some put up. And you know what, I'm near my fan or ya. Car, that is going to be too much. Yes, certainly, and see the other. The idea, come as a bomb in the bed, and none of the bed. So I say, you got money on my say like, or move here to move on home about it. Like, I'm gonna turn your man, maybe you know the video, but I'm not seeing my summer high. One of them is going to credit like a bad name no more person over there. I'm the man buying because I'm like, the say, I'm not buying or move to go more than I said, because I didn't come there. Because I'm got you back, some and I'm more than economical forces on making a masama, a dear and your dear, so bad drinking and me and your more, one of my someone to them. So I'm going to give you any wickedness and a yom. I've got to come to my kind of almost a time I did a ball more. Only one in the Alpha.
Thank you very much for also coming through this morning. You can let me know what you think as well on 0541022318. Have you seen price reduction? Is it at the same level or it's going up? Good morning.
Good morning, Alpha.
Yes, BY.
Alpha, this issue of sharp reduction of inflation rate to, I think, about 3.5 from 53, as we were made to understand by the past administration. Alpha, what positive impact does some of these things have with regard to giving the consumer the boost, the purchasing power to testify that it's reflecting or it's been translated to prices of items on our markets. Some of these things may sound very baffling. We know that a democracy cannot have a price control board to maybe force consumers to reduce the prices of their items. But once you are fighting to bring inflation down to this rate,
Hello? Okay, I think we've lost BY there. 0541022318 is the number to call me on. I don't know what you think of the issues that we've been talking about. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling me from.
Stephen Adokunya, Sukuit.
Yes, me too.
I'm a chair on a Janet and obey. Now, my person is a Janet, and Fanaya or Cotton in Yama. I don't know who sent Yama for me. because first more kitwana yakitana 12 kilos when such a kitwano. The guy said Drube 100 and something. But now saying because you did be near
Ugo Jumane is saying.
First, 100 and something. Yen to a banana 1 plus. That's a kitwa. That's some money in Namkum 60, 65, 70.
I see.
And first, I'm a boy here. No, 300 koto diesel generator. First, I'm a koto diesel. Me make me de sa gallon bin on friend ko gallon. Me make ne den finfin. But see and na me kwa koto diesel. Me to 250 cedi man tra baby me make 300 no. Me send 50 cedi ba si. Nti dia bi na Ghana for year. The year ina na se ebeka yen na ye die no. Nti na ni na akwa gina ye maame mu de se de na obi kan de si ai. Omo na de si o ma yire ne mamu de ndende. Yenke 70 pesos and when 7 cities no. At that time na ebro na ba fom. So still I can 7 cities na. 7 cities no kwa ne value no kwa no ne kase no kwa no ndu 7 cities na ye to no that time. Nti na ya na ye ho abro na asere. Nti we de nya ban asem ya asem. Alfa ya asem. Ya say suban we ya. Sa ni na ye be kwa ba ye hu aban papa bia. Alfa me da say unu ya me ejuma.
Thank you very much, Steven. Steven said that some prices have come down. He has seen prices reducing for some goods. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Masaba, mamengata. The Korea Obaga. No, Cassa, Yama, no, Omoa I collect it. And your budget, your autumn or Cromoton watching I have people.
Oh, me and no Gazo.
No, Cassa, no, my buy. For your mother, more primary room that it will. Call away, no, without a spare. I don't know, poor one can like in the air quarter. I was almost got the poor or we are got to. What is like your tomb? I like your tomb. Oh, the other
Lightning dinner won't know.
Ah, now one by another one by you are holding the distance. What time the electricity? You are using the price. You are actually distance. Come on, you know, woman, one guy, other guy, another guy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nabisco.
And
your mother, it is a black for more. Everyone wanted because of the Bianco from the planet here. In the summer, year about 2024, and it is the same thing. For feeling says you call her, more near ton of sack, they say, the member of black of the moment kind of crack. Yes, the Bianco from the Bianco from Aunt yet to abandon the same design now. And you're not from the brain, a woman can crack now balancing it begin to my own family, Jumano. And yes, I said, the Bianco from I say, someone here to more a sack 1.5. They say 1, 2. So the name of black of women can crack. Come on.
That's Abusco. He says that prices have come down. Rather, 0541022318. From where you buy your stuff, have you seen price reduction, or it's still where it used to be, or it's rather going up? Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa. How are you?
Yes, Mr. Bedru, talk to me. What have you seen?
Things have gone down. Those that are, they've been saying in the market, or you can go to Asia, look at dollar market. You will see some of these things that have gone down drastically. The cake and all that. That is why this has been mandated by the government, and it will reflect in our, market bill. The bill has been mandated to engage some of the market women, some of the women who prepare cake and all that, support them so that they can prepare this cake and sell it at a reduced price as the price of the maize has gone down, so that it will reflect in the daily life of various places and many people. So that is what the assembly is going to be. As a kind of minister, for instance, that's one of the things that the MP is. It is unreasonable to say that a bag of maize that was at 100, that was at 1,002, and now has been reduced to 500. But have taken this at the same price, 5 cedis and all that. No, it's supposed to go down and reflect on the daily lives of the people. So that is what the assemblies are going to do. So, Mr. Sechi, if that place, if break your tie at 5 cedis that place, go to a different place. There are many places that you will get it at 3 cedis, or you can buy that pump and put it in your car and do it yourself. So if it has gone up at some place, it does not mean that is how it is everywhere. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bedu, for also joining our conversation this morning. You can also come through on 0541022318. What have you seen? Are prices coming down? Are they going up, or they are stagnant? Talk to me this morning and let's know what the situation is at your end. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Alfa.
Yes, your name and where you're calling me from?
This is Benjamin from Kronum.
Benjamin Kronum, talk to me.
Honestly, the problem we are facing is from the government.
Is that the problem is from who?
The president himself will not come and tell you that lower your prices. So he will not come and whip you. He will not come and chase you. He will not come and force you. But the thing is that he will say it publicly that ourselves will see that inflation has gone down, instead of us to follow the track. Because sometimes that's what they say, black man always have black mind. Because higher amounts of sales during the time that the prices were high. Let's say something here. When they increase prices, either the same day as today, it can take about months before it will reflect. That is the problem of we Ghanaians, some of we Ghanaians. That is where the problem is. It's not from the presidency. Unless we are the citizens, if not that, we will be facing this thing every single time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for calling me this morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
I'm
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, your name?
From
Okay, talk to me, sir.
I just want to talk about the inflation and the impact it is having on the Ghanaians and the businesses that we go about.
Okay.
For example, about the continued day. Years back, let's say 2023, you could buy 1 cone of Reunion 8 cities to 9 cities. There was even a standard, it was 9 cities. And now, from last year up to now, it has reduced. For example, the Reunion is now sold at 6 cities per cone. So that's about 3 cities reduction. And the pillar to reduce by more than 1 city, like almost 2 cities. So imagine we use let's say 30 cones to complete one set. That means we are saving up to at least 50 cities per set. That's the impact that is being shown by the KTV base, and then they can confirm this one. Everybody, and just ask Mr. Ahmed in the team better to
okay.
They are now selling that more than used to be.
So prices are coming down.
Yeah, for now, after the years, they can testify to this.
Okay. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. He said that from the business he operates, he can confirm that prices of some of the materials are coming down. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, Ija, talk to me.
Thank you. Alpha, you see, in terms of prices coming down, the difference is between the cooked food and the uncooked food items. You see, the uncooked ones, the prices are down. But the cooked ones, those who cook food for selling, they are the ones who are unwilling to reduce their prices because they make excuses about buying gas at a high price and buying charcoal at a high price. It's like our own drivers. When price of petrol comes down and you tell them to reduce this, they shift the blame on spare parts and crude oil and all that. But remember, the betterment of this country does not rely on the government alone. You see, we all are involved. You have to sacrifice a bit. Because those who cook food, you go in at the wholesale, have it at a reasonable price. But when you come back, you find it difficult to reduce it because of your own selfish interest. Otherwise, the price of goods are now down, but the people are not willing to reduce their wares. But when it comes to the flag bearer of the NDC, you see, governing a country, everybody can do it. I tell you, there's no school that you have to go have a diploma or degree before you become a president. There's no school like that. But it's the will, your own will, that you are coming to do what is good for the country, the advancement of the country. It comes from your heart. But most of our politicians don't come in with that reason. They come in with their own reason. That's why it becomes difficult for the nation to develop. So everybody who are elected, we accept it.
Thank you very much. We'll take just some few calls. We'll listen to a particular message, and then Janice, you brought us an information, and then we'll get into our conversation. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes.
Obapa Fali calling from Taful Zugu.
Bacho Obapa meet you.
Yo, me pacho, ye beda wase. Nya kase onyankopon koso anu ehira mo onyam kase pa.
Amen.
Yefo ne afrefo nyina metie obi bia yenkoso ani entie Orange FM. Na Orange FM owazo yi. Me pacho de mpesa bikani. De mpesa bikakura do na ejaka. Won aduane ayeton no. De noa ne aton no. Omo amoton no dodo na timode papa. Omo timode o. Dodo na ye omo amoton banku ne dokoro. Omo ko eye kan say ekura na se no. No makoto ebuo no fo de aba. Omo ba still dokoro no 7 cedi 5 cedi. Oh mami, I don't know one ma 7 de na nya 5. So I say, na 5 de na so nya se 4. Na obi to ani atofish aka ho. Te so mo te say ya anka sat te say timamfo no anka sa na yetirimode. Yetirimode ukoja maso a. Amado do na ya tetu sese hu. No kweda wa bo me yanka. No kre bo me yanka. The Ghana for do na ya sisi fu anka sa. Yesisi ni pa yesisi ya ya ho.
Hello? Oh. It's like Obapa.
Yeah, man, yet so am me hu si ateso. So what I say, next your mama, onye no na nya aban bia aban won to dokoro. Ya tuamfo na na yeton nti yesre eni die mu a ade ne yafo amoma ne nyafo. Ne boye de so amoma yehu se ne boye de. Nso say die. Esre mo eni die mu abonko senkete no. Mo nya hwehwere na enye. Tumpo na wa mo de ekọ nyina mo yehu ne fe ne koyanim. Esre mo afa me da ase.
Thank you very much. Obapa said Mahama on Tondo Kuno. You know, Mom, don't know. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, you are our last caller. Talk to us.
Okay. How are you?
I'm good. I hope you're good too.
I'm good. My name is Jefferson. I'm calling from Kwakwanoche.
Jefferson.
Yesterday.
Yesterday you were the one I met, no?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Talk to Janice. She thought I was lying.
Oh.
When I said that I met somebody, she thought I
Oh,
was
it's
lying.
true. It's true. Yesterday I met Alfa.
Yeah.
It was my friend seeing you, though. It was nice meeting you. Seeing you.
Yeah. Talk to me, Jefferson.
So I just want to say some of us, we are neither MPP or NDC. We are just Ghanaians. And some people are just hypocrites. Let's just tell them they are just hypocrites. They know what is going on in the country. The government is performing. So they should stop this, stop criticizing the government, and then they should allow the government to work. That's what I want to say.
Okay, Jefferson, thank you very much for joining us this morning with your submission all the way from... Pardon?
When people see you in person, they are likely to call. You should be doing more a community outreach.
when I embarked on community outreach and there was food to come to me, what happened? Because of food, I was staying in the office.
Anyway, Alpha. And so, as I've been doing since yesterday, I want to tell you about a particular kind of love. And you know, love is friendship, and it feels good to love and to be loved. And so showing love can come in diverse ways and in different places. This month, we want to talk about the one that you can show in the bedroom and under the sheet.
Please join us on Facebook to watch as Janice delivers. It's very important. Please go on Facebook. Orange ones, please repeat again. Huh?
Which part?
The part you just said. That one.
Oh, I'm saying that love
and
can
for your church colleagues, they should come on Facebook. Should come and watch you. Please continue.
Love can come in very diverse. See the way you are smiling. Very diverse ways. And so this month we want to talk about a particular kind of love,
which is
that you show in the bedroom and under your sheets. Alpha wants to act like he doesn't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, you can join us on Pleasure Box from the 9th to 13th of February, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night. And you know, bedroom conversations never get old.
Okay.
There's always a new development.
Hi.
And you can also join us on YouTube on Orange 107.9 FM. Pleasure Box is sponsored by Levis Cup. And let me just mention that Alpha happens to be the programs manager of Orange FM. So this is
you know when someone is delivering an LPM, there's difference between she's just reading it and delivering something. When you are delivering something, it's like you have experience, you understand what you're saying. It's like,
but I have to be passionate.
Like it's
about
like the thing, you know.
job.
Yeah, as for this LP, you're passionate about it.
Just the LP.
Yeah, this LP,
not the job.
You're very passionate about it. As for that one, I trust you. This one day.
Yeah, so
good.
Alpha is the programs manager, and so
nobody has asked you. What
he thought about all of you when this thing was being planned. So please join us from the 9th to 15th of February, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. each night. And we promise you excitement.
Gosh, powerful. Congratulations. Yeah, nice. Best work of the year. Because of this LPO, we'll give it to you. Okay. Now let's take this message. When we return, we'll continue.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay. From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment, the investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
Okay, we have come back. Kofi is here. Kofi, good morning.
Good morning, Alpha.
How are you?
I'm good, by the grace of God.
This morning you are looking different. Why are you going for an interview? Allah. When the
economy is good, you have to
Allah.
Look good to reflect what is happening.
So you are reflecting the economy.
Inflation has just
so you have inflated your neck. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Paint a picture that reflects what is happening.
Okay, you are looking like Atu. You are forcing.
Atu is forcing.
Okay.
As we usually say.
I see. This one, I don't know why Jones is yet to. I don't know whether he's on the road or something.
Over celebration.
Of Baumien's
victory.
Yeah, you think that's why he's late? Let's get into the conversation, Kofi. Okay. Let's start off with inflation and whether or not it's reflecting on the market.
All right. So once again, good morning to you and the team and our cherished listeners. It's always a pleasure coming here, and thanks for having me here. I'm most grateful. Alpha, you see, inflation, when we talk about inflation, when we see that inflation has seen a fall, the fundamental question that is always being asked is that, is it reflecting in the pockets of the ordinary Ghanaian? And the answer is slowly but surely yes. You see, but we have to always explain some things for our listeners or the market woman to understand something, the trader there to understand something. When we talk about inflation or inflation has fallen, it doesn't mean that prices are not price of goods are not high. What it means is that the rate or the speed at which prices go up has slowed, and families now have the space to breathe. Businesses can plan very well. So that fundamental point has to be made. So you see, when they say inflation, and I think that is what has occasioned this question, that people ask that inflation is going down from 5.1 to 3.8, but we are not seeing it in the lives of the people. So it means that people actually don't understand what inflation is. If you are asking that, it means you don't understand what inflation means. When inflation falls, it doesn't mean magically prices will automatically...
No, Kofi, what you need to understand, that's the inflation figure is an average figure.
Yes.
So I can pick, say, like 15 items, say tomato, cassava, gari, kenke, oil, and I'll put them together and I'll analyze to see the trajectory, how inflation looks like. When you do an average analysis, you may say, okay, inflation is now 3.5, which is an average inflationary rate. But it doesn't mean that for some specific items, prices have not reduced. You could have some prices reducing, other prices going up, other prices staying the same. But when you combine the combined effect to be okay, will give you 3.8. So that's why some people will still ask the question, are we seeing price reduction? And some have said, indeed, we are seeing some price reduction on some items. Some too are staying where they are. Some too are marginally going up. So that's this nuanced explanation. It doesn't mean that when we say, yes, inflation is 3.8, prices are coming down. But what it means is that averagely prices are going up by that rate. But it doesn't mean that for some specific goods, they are rather coming down or increasing marginally or staying the same.
Yeah, that's true. So, like I was saying, it does not mean that automatically prices would reset.
Mm-hmm.
Prices may remain the same, but at the rate at which the price will go up is what we're talking about now. It means that situation has slowed. And businesses can now plan. Because when you have a situation or an environment, or you're in a country that you can't predict inflation, you cannot actually plan your business very well. Because you plan and then the next moment prices are up or inflation is up, and that will inform how prices will go up. So inflation is up the next moment and then prices are you see that kind of confusion. So when we are talking about inflation, it does not mean that the prices automatically goes down. So I think our listeners should get that. But the point is that the question that we have to debate is it reflecting the lives of people? And I said yes. Because when I was even coming, I listened to the callers, and one even called just right now that the businesses that he operates, he has seen that price, it is reflecting in the lives of people. You see, we must always give credit to the government. The government is doing very well. The end is what you are seeing today is not magic. It is leadership. Taking inflation from a very high position to the level that we have now. Nobody could have thought that we'll be here. If you say that if we say that to somebody, or if you had said that to somebody, the person would have thought that, oh, this is just a fantasy. It's a daydream. We will never get here. But this is Ghana, and this is government, Ato Forson's economy, and we are living in it. So the government has done something that has occasioned this thing. Physical discipline, responsible economic management, and that is what we are seeing the results today. So you see, we inherited, or the MPP bequeathed, an economy that was in distress, totally disarrayed, and distress like a woman in travail. And we took up the challenge. We didn't deny it. We took up the challenge, faced the issues frontally, discipline ourselves, and then we have brought down inflation to the level that we have today.
Okay.
So now I can tell you that it is reflecting in the lives of people. I will not deny, I will not be dismissive of the fact that we have some unpatriotic Ghanaians who are so stubborn that when they see inflation going down, they refuse, or they remain adamant, and they continue to sell goods at a certain.
No, man, you don't use inflation to determine prices. Inflation will tell you what the prices are.
Yes, but
or the rate at which prices are increasing.
But I'm saying that
there are certain factors they look to determine prices: exchange rate, taxes. So there are some of the argument is that government itself has increased tariffs.
Tariffs.
Okay. Water and electricity, and it forms part of price determination. So why if government is insisting that they reduce price, why did government increase prices of
tariffs? Always be the reason people increase.
It's one of the reasons, or two of the reasons.
How about those decreasing the prices?
Maybe their kind of business doesn't have a bearing.
You see, so we come back to the fundamental electricity. Point that it is reflecting in the lives of people, but just that some people are not yielding to the gains that we are making. But I can tell you, when you go to the market, goods that you used to buy at a certain rate, you don't buy such goods again like that. You don't buy.
It depends on the market. Some markets is almost the same. Some too you see reduction. Some too is even marginally going up.
You see, so we don't. You see, I have some goods here.
Okay.
The rice, 5 kg, under the MPP, we used to buy it somewhere 140, but now it's 80 cedis or 70 at some stores. I do go to Edum at my sister's place. My sister operates a store at Edum. I am there and I see how some of the goods that they used to sell during the MPP's tenure, and then now the prices have seen a significant reduction. Okay. And people even come. In fact, they buy and then they are able to buy in huge quantities. Yes. And when you also look at iron rods building, under the MPP, construction materials were very, very costly. But now when you look at iron rods, the 16 mm, it was sold at 9,700. That's old CDs, 97 million. But now you can get it 6,500.
I'll come back to you. Let me go to wrap up and then.
So I'm saying that the inflation that we are seeing today is reflecting in the lives of people, and that means that the government
is doing a good job.
Is doing very well in terms of managing the economy. Unlike what we saw under the MPP regime, that they had slogans You don't manage an economy with slogans. Economic management. I'm not sure you have seen something like, or you have heard something like economic management under this regime. But we are delivering very well to the admiration of the Ghanaian people. So managing an economy it's not about slogans. It's about dedication and then showing leadership.
The economy is doing well. There's no debate about it. And some say they look at the inflation we had during your tenure in 2022, which was around 52%. And then they look at what you left in terms of the inflation at 22%. And now we are at 3.8%. They're asking the question, what kind of governance did you give us? How come NDC is able to manage the inflation this way? But you did a very terrible job at it. What do you say to that?
Thank you very much, Alpha. A very good morning to you and your listeners. I've listened to what my brother said, and they know the truth, but they wouldn't want to say it. Let's be fair to ourselves. Before NDC came to power, there were some predictions that the nation called Ghana was under economic recovery. Where did this challenge start from? You remember when we were in power, 2017, 18, 19, we were able to hit single-digit inflation. Everybody knows this issue. Until we're hit by COVID-19. They know the truth, but they wouldn't want to say it. The president, as at that time, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, said it openly that the nation is bedeviled with the challenge. And the challenge is to choose between the lives of human beings or the life of the economy. But he said, I, as the president, want to choose the life of the people of Ghana. Because if the people of Ghana are alive, the same people will be used to bring the economy that is dead back to life. But when people die, they can never be recovered. This statement was made. It was a bold statement, and it was an internationally accepted statement by former President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. So the MPP government took the bull by its horn, put certain pragmatic measures in place to make sure that the people of Ghana are saved. There were examples of nations where people were dying in their numbers. Did you see that in Ghana? Ghana recorded the lowest numbers of deaths so far COVID-19 was concerned. Before you could say Jack, the economy was in tatters. And it wasn't only Ghana alone. The other economies across the globe, most of the economy went back to IMF. They know this story, they don't want to talk about it. To the point that inflation hit as high as 50-something%. But the government put certain pragmatic economic recovery policies in place. And you and I knew that the economy was getting revamped. And there were predictions that Ghana is going to hit single-digit inflation by 2025. From 50-something%, by 2024, we had hit 23%. It shows that clearly the Ghanaian economy was under recovery. So all the foundations that were set in place by the new patriotic party, you came and you are taking the glory. Fair enough. You can take the glory. But don't come and talk as if the new patriotic party didn't do anything about the economy. Of course, that was the reason why we lost election.
You didn't give them glory for the state of economy in 2017.
So
why?
It was purely economic mismanagement that led to that state of the economy as at that time.
But yours is not economic.
But you and I know that the whole world was hit by COVID-19. An economy where workers were, teachers were at home. Nurses, some of the nurses were given extra payments. People were not working, but they were paid every month. Where would we have expected the government to get money to do all these things? The second foreign exchange earner in this country, which is tourism, was broken down. No flights, nothing. But the government was able to go through all these challenges to bring the economy back to life. So if my brother is in NDC,
we brought the economy back to life.
why not? From 50 something to 23% when we're living.
If we compare it to the 3.8,
I'm saying that 50 something to 23%.
The difference is too huge.
It is telling that the economy was under recovery. So when they came in, and tell me, what foundation have they put in place to ensure that the economy takes this shape? They've not done anything.
So they have ensured that they are a financial discipline. They are not spending recklessly.
Financial discipline, indeed.
Yes, there's discipline in
can they say boy that they are not spending recklessly in this country?
Are they?
You come and tell Ghanaians that I've reduced the number of ministers. Look at the number of presidential staffers that John Dramani Mahama has recruited, and their emoluments are equal to that of ministers. You come and sit here and you are telling you are being financially prudent. The end will justify the means.
Isn't the end justifying the means now?
What is justifying itself?
The economic.
The point is, if the NDC they are serious with the economy, then they should be thinking about job creation in this country. You can't just be making noise about inflation when the people of Ghana need jobs to do. What is their trump card in making sure that there are jobs in this country? Were we not in this country? You are talking about financial discipline. We were in this country when they used 279 something dollars, Ghana cedis, to buy pad and share for school children from outside. They bought the pad from outside. If you are prudent, what you do is that you invest in job creation. You create a pad producing factory in this country so that you create job for the people, then you share the parts to the people of Ghana.
Don't you agree with those who say it's not the business of government to create businesses? You just have to support businesses to expand. And so if you make the economic situation very, very conducive, like exchange rate, you reduce taxes, etc., you make the prices of things come down. It means the businesses can expand.
It is not
and the more they expand, the more they will be able to employ.
The government has two responsibilities. Creating business for the people, creating job for the people, and also supporting businesses so that they can grow to also employ people. That is the fundamental responsibility of every government. And look at what they are doing. Nothing to show. You are in government for this while. No measure.
And the consumers say they are happy. Prices.
No, you see, the problem we are having in this country is that now in Ghana, for now, everything is being imported, and you think it is good for us? We are importing everything. Even the cocoa that we are producing, we are even importing it. The cocoa that we are producing, we are even importing cocoa.
How are we importing?
In different forms, in the form of finished goods,
chocolate,
and other things. And you think it is a good omen for the people of Ghana? So what we are saying is that, now, talking about the dollar, the exchange rate, and those things, when you pump $490 million into the economy, into the forests of Ghana, you will tell us that you are managing the exchange rate. You see, so all this they are talking about is so cosmetic. The reality is about job creation. If you create jobs in this country, and people the country start producing locally, and you start exporting to the other parts of the world, that is where you are saying that you are building a robust economic foundation.
Okay.
If you don't do that, it becomes so cosmetic that it will get to a point that these things will begin to fail you. Okay. You see, when you get failed, that's where you see now everything is about the dollar rate, inflation rate. Now let me advise my brothers in NDC. These things have happened before. Go for time. We are managing the dollar. It got to a point that the people of Ghana were disappointed. What didn't Dr. Bawumia say about the dollar? Putting the dollar in sales and other things, it got to a point that we're having challenges with the dollar because we haven't created enough jobs in this country to sustain the dollar, to make the city match the dollar. So if you are here, NDC man, just 1 year in government, after benefiting from the foundation that was set by the New Patriotic Party, you are here, touting and taunting yourself that you've done well so far the dollar is concerned. I'm afraid with this cosmetic foundation very soon, these things are going to expose them, and they will try to find another way of getting out. My advice to them is that they should focus on production, job creation. That is the solution, and nothing more than the talking that they are doing.
37 minutes after 9. That's Jones Yamisim there. Let's wrap up with cocoa farmers' issues and Dr. Muhammad Bawumia's election. Kofi, let me give you 10 minutes to deal with that, and then I'll give 10 minutes to Jones, and then we are out of the studio. Yes, plus your rebuttals.
So you see, he made the point that we are benefiting from a foundation that the MPP government laid. First of all, he contradicted himself. He said, we are benefiting from a foundation that we laid. And he went further to add that we are benefiting from a cosmetic, meaning there was no even foundation.
I see what you are doing for now is cosmetic.
You mentioned foundation too, but let me make the point. There is no they didn't even lay a foundation that we are even building on. There was no foundation that they laid. You see, Alpha, let's speak truthfully to the facts. There was no foundation, and I'm very
there was
no foundation, nothing like foundation. In
fact, so you built your own foundation.
We took the economy, like I said, we took the economy. They gave us an economy that was in distress, like a woman in labor, and we took up the gauntlet to face the challenges, fix the situation. So he should not go and sit somewhere and say that they laid a foundation. That's the lazy excuse that they always give. Apart from we are benefiting from a foundation that they laid. COVID-19, was it only Ghana that COVID-19 affected? But other countries were doing very well. So, quoting Bawumia's own words, how can Ebola jump all the neighboring countries and affect only Ghana? So that excuse is always lazy thinking, in my opinion. So don't always say you laid the foundation and also try to use COVID-19 to run away from responsibility. You failed, and then we are fixing the issues, and Ghanaians are seeing it. They are feeling it in their pockets. What we used to buy, you see, when you go to the market, what you used to buy, and when you go today to buy the same thing, you are not going to buy it at the same price. You buy it at different prices. The reality is there. I admit that, there are some places that you go and then prices are still the same. Even though inflation is seeing significant dip, but prices still remain the same. I admit. But the truth of the matter is that it is reflecting in the lives of people. Under the MPP, hardship was very palpable. In fact, you could cut through with a knife. It was you could feel it. It was very hard under the MPP. Ghanaians will not forget that we have lived under an inflation of 50+%. To be precise, in December 2022, we were doing 54.1. I think for the first time in 20 years in this country, 54.1 in December 2022. Hyperinflation. Then finally you bequeath to us is 23%. Then we took some pragmatic and practical decisions, physical discipline, and brought the whole thing back to 3.8. You see, so you see, they are living they are frustrated because they don't know what to say again to Ghana, because Bawumia was so loud about this thing.
And the cocoa tree is waiting for you.
Please talk to me.
You cannot burn the house and tend to blame the fire brigade. If we are having serious challenges now, and you say you laid foundations, then it means that you cause it, and we are fixing it. So allow us to fix it. So let me come back to the fundamental point that you didn't lay any foundation. We took everything from the scratch, and we are building the country. We are fixing it. So you should be scared of that. Now I want to speak truthfully to the cocoa farmers out there. You see, we as a government, we appreciate their concerns in good faith. We are not hard-hearted government that will always turn a deaf ear to the concerns of cocoa farmers. We know the impact cocoa has on our economy, and we appreciate the fact that they have concerns. And what I want to say is that we took over. I don't want to do blame games, but the truth must always be laid bare for everybody to see. We took over a sector that was structurally fractured, and that is not to say that we will not fix the situation, but cocoa farmers to say, oh, because of what is happening now, these are just perennial, temporary issues. They will smuggle cocoa out to go and sell to is it Cote d'Ivoire and other places, is what we are saying, that it is not the solution. It is not the solution. The government is finding ways, because we inherited financial strains, huge debts, and the government is finding ways to,
You recall at the point you said that the 3,000, a little over 3,000 that was given to cocoa farmers for a bag of cocoa was woefully inadequate. And that the finance minister even claimed that the farmers deserved to be given around 6K or so. So they look at those things and look at their realities today, and they feel quite betrayed.
That still stands. And what we are saying is that it's because of the situation that we inherited from these people under that sector.
You understand?
The problem to you
when there's a problem, it's coming from the people. These people.
Jones, allow him.
No, you see.
Jones, allow him to make his point.
I cannot sit here. If there's a problem, I have to admit that there's a problem.
Okay, so the reason why there's a problem.
We inherited the problem from
MPP. Did you inherit the economic benefit from the MPP?
That's what facts are facts.
No, I'm saying for that you didn't inherit.
If the fact says that, but they started Agenda 111.
No, I'm coming. I've asked a very simple question. The economic indicators as we are seeing them today, did you inherit the foundation from them?
We inherited. If you inherit a foundation is good. If the foundation is good, I'll admit that they did this. But you and I, we can see the facts are available. They are not far fetched.
So Alfa, it is your own creation. It's a simple question. I would like you to.
I will come there, and I'm saying that the foundation is that if they laid a good foundation, I'll admit that it is a foundation. But a foundation that you can't even put a block.
So it means that the economic success was not an inheritance.
So to it.
The economic problem is an inheritance.
So
I just wanted to know.
No, to rephrase what I said, the foundation that we inherited from them was a bad foundation that you cannot even build a house on it.
Okay.
So in other words, there was no even foundation. So that's what I'm saying. And at the same time, the cocoa sector that they gave to us, we took over this, and we have to find, ways to clear those debts, and to also structure the whole thing very well that it will reflect the actual work of the cocoa farmer. So that is basically what I'm saying. So we inherited. I will not sit here and lie that we didn't inherit problems from them.
But you didn't inherit positives, just problems.
It's positive. If there's a positive, I don't know. You can tell me. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know any positive thing that they gave to us under the. Talking about when it comes to the cocoa sector.
That's why you get the opportunity.
When it comes to the cocoa
let
sector,
him make his point.
When it comes to the cocoa sector, when it comes to the economy,
there was nothing
as
positive.
As far as I am concerned, and the fact that I'm seeing, we didn't inherit anything from them.
Okay, but it's only problems. Okay.
So I'm saying that we took over that, and we are finding ways. You can't use 8 years to create a problem, and you want a government that is barely 2 years. Yes, 1 year and some months to fix an 8-year problem. It is not possible. So we are saying that cocoa farmers should bear with us. They should not even harbor the thought that they will smuggle cocoa outside the country to go and sell.
Thank you.
Okay, so in the nutshell,
2 minutes on Baumia, or you don't want to even.
Let me come. He's tired.
Okay, no, he's left with 2 minutes.
Let him come and then I'll come on the ball.
No, you finish your time.
Okay,
we are ending.
Disintegrated. Baumia, congratulations to Baumia and my brother here. They have won. And you see, when now the MPP has a flag bearer, and the conversation naturally has shifted from internal politics to national readiness and preparedness. Now the question is the MPP ready for power? If yes, then I think calls for the MPP to name their running mates now is in the right direction. I agree that
You've not even.
I agree that they should name their
asking
running
for-
mates now. You see, Ghanaians are not going to vote for a man. They are going to vote for a ticket. You cannot give us a half-baked leadership and expect Ghanaians to take you seriously.
They have to be serious.
Marking them by their own scorecard, they said they have adopted the, how do you call it, top down approach. And if you, going by that, if you elect your flag bearer, the next logical step is to name your running mate. You cannot be doing things in a fragmented manner. You cannot elect flag bearer, then you go back to start constituency, whatever. So name your flag bearer, then we'll see, Ghanaians will see them and start, scrutinizing them. You can even build trust very early. So we want to see a very serious political party will not be hiding their running mates.
Thank you very much, Kofi.
I'm not done.
News. Next 10 minutes, talk to me.
Thank you very much. You see how the cocoa discussion devastated my brother's
Did it?
discourse. Anyway, I hope the listeners were listening to him. But before I start with my discussion, Alpha, on the issue of, you see, my brothers in NDC always try to make analysis on the COVID-19 challenge that the MPP government was faced with. However, the reality is that if you do assessment on elections that took place from 2022 to 2024, about 90% of incumbents that ran election around that time lost election.
So it means citizens did not buy into that story. They didn't
Yes,
think
didn't buy.
it was.
Yes,
It was.
you see, sometimes
it was
the truth may be the
justifiable reason.
that may be the reality, but looking at the trend that the people are going to so far the economy is concerned, they may decide to choose a different leader.
So something you should shift from that.
So
from
the
that
MPP,
excuses.
we became victims.
Okay.
Upon the foundation, upon the work that we did, infrastructural development, free education, 1D, 1F, and all other things. It got to a point that the people of Ghana did not see all those things. The roads, you can imagine the number of kilometers of roads that we were able to construct. We were expecting that with these jobs that we've been able to do in this country, Ghanaians would look at it and give us a chance to break the 8. But they said no. The economy, there's a question mark on the economy, and because of that, go home. Look at how Trump got the chance to run America, to get a chance to become president of America. Nobody gave him a dog chance. All these challenges came to play. He was able to win. So if we talk about COVID-19, don't come and tell us that it is only Ghana. Was it only Ghana that was affected? A lot of countries were affected. Germany, other countries, UK, were all examples. A country called Germany where people were queuing to buy oil under COVID-19. You come and tell me that it was only Ghana that was affected by COVID-19. So now this is past and gone. It affected the economy, and the people of Ghana were expecting more from us, and they punished us for not being able to bring the economy back to life as at that time. Fair enough, we are okay with it. But the point still remains that we were able to set the stage for economic recovery. And all the international institutions predicted that by 2025, we are going to hit single-digit inflation. And that's where you are benefiting. Now let's go to cocoa. It's so sad when my brother was attributing the successes of the economy on their own foundation and not on the foundation of the MPP. But when it came to their failure in the cocoa area, they were saying that it is they inherited that bad foundation from the MPP. So the listeners are wide, their ears are wide open, they are listening. I know they will make judgment out of what the discourse that is taking place over here. My brother, in the first place, if you appoint a CEO who has no idea about cocoa, this is what will happen to you. Someone who has not even seen cocoa before,
I mean,
you appoint him as a CEO.
How did you come to that conclusion?
That journalist as a CEO.
Journalists are not.
That journalist from Accra.
Journalists are not good enough to manage.
Look at his profession. Look at where his background, his academic qualification.
Yeah.
And you make him the CEO of Cocoa Board. You have failed. And that's what we are seeing today. And the second thing is, that's the appointment. The second thing is, if you premise on propaganda in doing politics, you may get sympathy from the people of Ghana. But with time, they will know that you are doing propaganda. You see, NDC has always traveled on propaganda. They lie their way out to power. And when they are faced with the reality, they turn around. Look at the way you were struggling to talk about cocoa. And it's not the only person who is trying to talk about the drop in cocoa prices. Oh. The other communicators are struggling because they lie their way. When the MPP increased cocoa price to 32 million, 3,200 Ghana cedis, they had the guts and the F1 to tell the people of Ghana that we have cheated them and that if they were to be in power, cocoa price would have been between 6,000 and 7,000 Ghana cedis. And that the cocoa farmers should vote against the MPP. They listened to them and voted against us. Now you are faced with the reality. The first they did was, they added some 1 million to the cocoa price. And now it has dropped to 2,900. My brother, Alfa, are you aware? Now the cocoa price now 2,900 Ghana cedis.
I am aware that it has dropped, but I'm not too informed on the specific amount. Yeah.
There's a saying in Canada that when you be a mawasia and some monochrono. If you can increase it to 7,000 Ghana cedis, just maintain the status quo.
You expected them to increase it to 7K.
That's what we were expecting.
7K.
Yeah, so they said it. So if you can't even increase it to 7K, let it remain. The thing has dropped to 2,900. Now they are facing with their lies and their propaganda. And Alfa, the most painful aspect of the discussion is that there is no money to pay the cocoa farm, even when they sell at the 2,900 Ghana cedis. From November, people are hoarding piling the cocoa seeds. They go and sell the cocoa, and the farmers are not getting money. There is no money in the system. You are talking about financial prudence. I said it, that the NDC is going to be faced with the realities in life. Why should cocoa farmers go through this hell and challenge? When we increase to 30-something thousand, 3,000-something Ghana cedis, we're paying them. You go and weigh your cocoa, you take your money. So what is happening today? Where is the money? And you go to the cocoa farm. If there were to be election today, I'm telling you, the New Patriotic Party is winning election when we are to have election today in cocoa farming areas. Because now they know clearly that the NDC lied to them. And this is just the beginning. In a nutshell, what I'm saying is that the NDC have not laid any foundation. And if we are not careful, the realities on the economy is going to face us in the next months to come. I'm asking them, if the dollar begins to rise again, what would they say? If the dollar begins to rise again, and I'm telling you, per the period that are coming, and the bad business that they are doing in this country, it is clear that very soon the dollar will begin to rise again. I'm not hoping for that. But if you look at the weak foundation that they are putting in place, the way they are spending in this country, it will get to a point that the dollar will begin to rise. A country where there's no production, everything is being imported. Chiwin steak, everything being, even chiwin is imported from Liberia under John Dramani Mahama. With this economy, it won't be shocking that very soon you will see that the dollar is rising again. You don't come and blame the MPP for that. Put foundations in place. We are advising you people. The key to make the city stronger against the dollar is to import less and export more. But before you can export more, you need to do local production, industrialization. For one, don't bring the 24-hour economy discussion here. What's the 24-hour economy?
Why should it?
NDC needs to 24-hour economy.
Foundation.
Ooh, you are not even crying. You are talking about 24-hour economy here.
Why? What's the problem? With 24?
1 year down the drain, nothing to show. You are talking about 24-hour economy.
The bill has been laid before Parliament. That's the foundation.
You see, hey, look, I said, you see, I know. You see, I love you. I want you to go to heaven. I don't repeat again that you won't go to heaven. NDC people. Now he's here saying that.
Yesterday we are told our gold board will work on 24.
A gold board, the gold board that has lost so much money. Losses, gold board incurring losses. Massa, things are happening in this country. Now I'm happy that
you're happy.
Dr. Baumia has been now elected as a flag bearer. We will have the chance to do the lectures and expose the rust in the system.
Do you think Ghanaians will pay attention?
They will pay attention. We will expose the rust in the system.
Do you think Ghanaians will listen to the lectures?
They will pay attention when they begin to see the signs that the NDC is not helping us. The first sign is there. Jobs, no jobs. And the second sign, the cocoa farmers are suffering. Now, their strength lies on the inflation that has been reduced to 3.something%. That's where their strength is. So when the inflation begins to rise again, they will have nowhere to stand.
What if it doesn't rise?
I wish that it doesn't rise, but the foundation that they have put in place, nothing shows that there's hope in the.
Let's leave it there. Thank you very much.
But Dr. Baumia discussion.
No, I gave you 10 minutes. I gave you 10 minutes. You choose to discuss 2 issues, so I'm not to be blamed for that. So it's like, let's leave it there. Kofi, thank you very much for coming. Jones, thank you very much for coming. That's the end of our show. My name has been Alfa Ali. I was here with Janice Opoku Ajiman and Mark as well. This one says that I don't understand. Okay, let me read this message. I don't understand why these MPP folks are talking too much. Okay, I see. That's fine. I mean, you have the right to choose what you want to do. I mean, we are okay with that. That's our show. Have a very good morning. My name has been Alfa Ali.
Decisions I made in my pajamas. Top of the morning matter. Off the phone with the dada. Get ready for one.